Hello, I'm Sangduk Kim from South Korea. It's a pleasure to meet you through online here. I'm working as a research professor at Hanshin University. It's related to the Korean Presbyterian Church in Korea, located in the northern part of Seoul. So you might heard about the Minjung theology. It's similar to the liberation theology. So it's the basic the home area of the Minjung theories, Hanshin University. So today I'm going to present about the digital church and renewal Korean ecclesiology. So I hope you like it. Yeah. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about the debate on online worship in the Korean context. Online worship has become a form of new normal for Christians in Korea. Many of churches are becoming hybrid right now, providing both online and offline services. I don't want to argue whether online worship is proper worship or not, but I do want to talk about the real question, whether the Korean Protestant church has proper symbols for online worship in the digital space. I think we often forget the church itself and Christian practices are most powerful symbols. It is because religion is mediated and represented not only in digital space but also in real life. So I will firstly think about the characteristics of digital space, and then I will look at the interdependence of the body and senses in digital space. Lastly, I will suggest the importance of living image of church, focusing on the concept of religion as a medium. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there were active discussions on online worship, online church, not only in academia, but also local churches in Korea. All the debates, I think, can be summarized in three questions. The first, can we have religious sensitivity through online worship? Second, can we have or build a religious community in digital space? Third, can rituals we participated through online worship be authorized theologically? So I don't want to go further. I think all of you are already aware of the all issues, but we do the same path. So as time went, our understanding about religion in digital space has been developing. So I think it is similar with the flow of ideas on virtual reality by those famous philosophers such as Baudrillard, Benjamin Adorno, and etc. So for instance, Paul Virilio had at the first time were very critical, had a big concerns about the virtual reality because he thought traditional ideas on time and space were distorted and extincted in the end uh, because of the digital space. I mean, because of the characteristics of the virtual world. But he thought we would not need post office anymore because of the convenience of the webmail system. So everyone wants to use webmail instead of the postmail. But unlike his expectation, we still use post office. Sometimes we miss post office, something like that. So both of them still exist. So digital reality is not separated from a reality, but reconstructed by a reality, depending on participants' memory. I think it is the key, this is the key. It's a the interconnection is by and through the participants of the digital space. And that their memory are individual and also cultural. So I'm going to in the later I'm going to talk about some media representation to think about the collective and cultural memory, something like that. Interactions and interconnectedness between two spaces are key in our conversation, and we need to focus on participants of the digital space or digital religion because they are the key of the connection. Unlike video, digital technology didn't change everything. It changes some, but it doesn't change everything. I think that's the important thing we need to remember. It brings changes, as Gretsch Gross-Klaus argues. It reconstructs both digital and real spaces. So I think that's the important thing we need to remember to build up our conversation. So why I'm focusing on the participant's memory or participant's experience, because religion needs participants' memory, which means everything every religion needs kind of medium because we cannot connect to God or transcendent world without the mediums. That's the reason we study about the digital media. So I bring two figures. One is the Teresa Berger, you already know well, and then the other one is the Birgit Meyer. Is it correct to pronounce Birgit Meyer or Meyer? Anyway, so basically they argue that religion is a process of mediation, and that's why the material and essential mediation is the fundamental to connect to the digital religion. The Teresa Berger presents a variety of theological discussions and concrete examples about the possibility of digital religion, but it is only possible as an extension of traditions and experiences from the past, and in the end emphasizes the importance of material and sensual mediation. She said, the point I want to emphasize here is that Christian worship should not be understood as a world in which artificial media technologies have been added by the advent of or without mediation by nature. Rather, Christian worship has always existed in the practices of mediation, and these practices were fundamentally material and sensuous in nature. I think her claim was influenced by Birgit Meyer, who emphasized physical properties in religious practice. Meyer focuses on religious mediators, religions, and religious media. This is because religious media, whether as a religious symbol or as a tool for religious ritual, have material and sensual characteristics. So we need to think about digital religion or online worship is not separately digital or material. I think it's a hybrid. So physical thinking, cognitive images, they are on contradict ideas, but that's the key idea of the digital space, digital religion, because we think through our bodies. That's the meaning of the physical thinking, and then we aware of the world through images in digital spaces. So Lee So-young, one of the Korean scholars, once said, when it is said humans recognize an object, visual information comes in. Um, My body makes these various visual information into integrated image. My body is a living body based on understanding images. This living body is a hybrid in the way of perception as an integrated subject of recognition. So it is reminding concept of memory function in our brain. So recently I read some articles about the neuroscience and neuroscience philosophy, something like that. And there is the term, there is a concept of embodied cognition. It which means human consciousness is not just functioned in brain, but interacted through their bodies. Mind as feeling, emphasizing body and physical senses means there's a famous figure. I think is you might heard about mind as a feeling, origins of feelings, something like that. Antonio Damasio, Italian philosopher, neuroscience philosopher. He said the mind is not just thinking, more like a feeling, because we don't start from thinking like ideas. We start our consciousness through our body, through our awareness of our senses. That's the importance of feeling and bodiness. So the body recognizes time and space. Uh, that is the basis for unifying each other's senses and plays a role in actively organizing sensory stimuli. These body senses and interpretations are not fixed, but change and develop by interacting with the world. It is argued by the Merleau-Ponty. So it's those ideas are the same. The basic idea is the body is the key of our interaction in the digital spaces. So I think participant is a key for our discussion because these participants' memory of the past or of the reality over real their local churches or religious experience is the key functions to connect to the digital space. The participants in virtual reality were not just viewers, but experiences who are extremely immersed in this situation and interact with digital images by utilizing total perceptions such as sight, hearing, and touch. Therefore, although virtuality in virtual reality is not realistic, it can be seen that it has an intermediate meaning between reality and non-reality that produces the result of realistic experiences. Practical experiences can be constructed and various meanings can be produced in the interrelationship with the participant's perception. So basically say, without my experiences or without my memory or without my tradition in real life, there is no real sense in the digital space. So it is all mingled together and work and interact and makes a new form of the religious experience. So this is the theoretical part I want to argue, and then I reflect these ideas to Korean context. How long do I have now from now? Okay.
4 minutes
4
or
minutes.
5 minutes.
So yeah, during the pandemic, Korean churches has to face to join the debates, and the first stage, their reactions was like, is it proper worship or not? And the second stage, their eyes move to the technology, how to use digital media efficiently, such as video streaming and editing, something like that. But I think there is missing piece. That is, Korean churches should look into themselves whether they have attractive symbols representing them in the digital space. That is my basic idea. So I brought some pictures and ideas. Korean churches, Protestant churches, has lack of liturgical tradition, right? Compared to the Catholic tradition. So it is just a lack of liturgical tradition, or we can ask a difference of forms of religious media. So another topic we can think about. And for Koreans, especially Korean Protestants, they have kind of negative perspectives on religious symbol. It's like idol. So we have nothing during the pandemic. So that's the disadvantages as well. And in the media area, I typed the 한국교회, which means Korean church, on Google site, and then you can see it's the church means in internet. Korean church means red neon cross, huge buildings, large number of congregations. That's dominating, but we miss other things, more like a holy spiritual things like that. And I typed another example. I typed Jesus in English on Google, so you can see the male adult holy figure. And I typed 예수님, which means Jesus in Korean, on Korean website, the platform. And then as you can see, it's more like a friend of children, Jesus as a friend of children, because we don't, I don't know, there are not many times. That's the basic experience we are having right now. I typed on YouTube about Sunday worship, and then you can see it is the from I scrolling, but from the top to the end, all the images are similar. Main figures, pastor, speaking delivering sermons, or letters, or the biblical words. So I don't know. We don't have much time to talk about. And these days, like K-pop or K-culture is phenomenal. You might heard about you might watch some of the movies or drama. And then this one is the, forget the name. I forgot the English name. It's the Squid Games right here, this one as well. And the glory, and it's quite famous. And then media representation means it doesn't reflect all the reality, but it reconstructs our reality through the media representation, which means it's interconnected our reality. And all these the Korean dramas has one common thing, which is one of the characters are that his religious background is Christian, and then they are of course villains, and then the audiences have no feeling, because it is common sense that in the Korean media, Christians or Christianity has negative images. Also, religion itself in the media has kind of prevailing images. Korean as well during the pandemic, especially mainstreaming television news during the quarantine time there are a group of people. We don't want to online worship. We want to physical worship. So they protest against the government and then crossing the law, something like that. So in the main streaming news show, they are coming to the time to the news every time. And also religious hate speech issues still going on, and some new far right movement, hate speeches and fake news. Some of the Korean churches are the basement of the fake news.
Yeah.
And yeah, 1 minute, I'll finish it. And John Kwang-won, it's a far right movement leaders posting, and then media anti homosexuality was quite issue, something like that. So all these experience make this result. One survey asked about the image of religions during the Korean Buddhism, Korean Roman Catholics, and Korean Protestants. Blue means positive, red is negative, and as you can see on the right side is the Protestants, all negative images, because not attractive, two-faced, proud, selfish, unjust. It comes from the pandemic period. So I think
come to an end now, so we have time for a discussion.
Yeah, right. This is the last slide. Actually. So Stelgar said light symbol is most powerful, which means Christian practice and way of life is most powerful symbol, but we forget our life of the practices and way of life, and then we want to build something fancy digital space. I think it's a problematic. So we need to think about I want to question, do Korean churches have the proper symbols for digital churches? Thank you.